Akkam jirtu kabajamoo fi jaallattoota hordoftoota YouTube nageenyi waaqaa isin baay'atu. Har'a ijoollee kutaa 12ffaa akkasumas hundi keessanuu hordoftooti jiruu YouTube chaanaalii har'a gaaffilee intiraansii poointii gaafa gaddaa barataa turre seel diviizhinii fi seeraan orgaanii beekaatti gaaffii 40 isinii fi hojjedha waan ta'eef hundi keessanuu sirrii irratti hirmaadhaa. Gaaffilee kana keessatti sekendiin 10 isinii kennama hundarraattuuti. Kanaafuu sekendii meeqa fayyadamtan jechuun sekendii 400 fayyadamtanii yeroo sanii itti hafuuti. The first question says, a scientist observes chromosomes aligned at the center of the cell. Which stage is being observed? A. Prophase, B. Metaphase, C. Anaphase, D. Telophase. So what is the answer? The answer is B. B is the answer. Why? During the cell division, metaphase is the stage at which chromosomes align at the center of the cell. Prophase, during prophase, the chromosomes being condensed, the nuclear membrane disappear. Also, the spindle fiber is formed. During anaphase, the two sister chromatids at the center go to what? The opposite pole. Telophase is the phase during which the nucleus is separated. Okay, let's go on to the second question. A liver cell is highly active in detoxifying alcohol. Which organelle is especially abundant? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, B. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, C. Ribosome, D. Chloroplast. So what is the answer? The answer is B. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum is 1. To store the calcium, 2. To detoxify the toxins, also to form the lipids. The third question says, which organelle contains most of the cell's genetic information? Lysosome, A. B. Nucleus, C. Vacuole, D. Golgi apparatus. So what is the answer? The answer is B. Nucleus. Nucleus is the organelle in which cell's genetic information is stored in the form of DNA or RNA. Fourth question, which organelle produces most of the ATP required for cellular activity? A. Ribosomes, B. Mitochondria, C. Nucleus, D. Golgi apparatus. So what's the answer? The answer is mitochondria. Most of the ATP required for cellular activity, more than 95% of the ATP produced by the oxidative phosphorylation. So this aerobic phosphorylation takes place in the mitochondria. The fifth question, during mitosis, sister chromatids separate and move to opposite poles during A. Prophase, B. Metaphase, C. Anaphase, D. Interphase. So what is it? The answer is C. Anaphase. During anaphase, the sister chromatids move to what? Separate and move to the opposite poles. Okay. The sixth question says, which organelle packages proteins before they are secreted from the cell? Packaging organelle. A. Golgi apparatus, B. Ribosome, C. Lysosome, D. Vacuole. So the answer is what? Golgi apparatus. This packages the proteins and also it modifies the proteins. Okay. A cell unable to synthesize proteins, right? A cell is unable to synthesize proteins. Which organelle is most likely defective? A. Ribosome. B. Lysosome. C. Centriole. D. Vacuole. So the answer is A. The function of the ribosome is to synthesize the protein. So uh, if there is defection in the ribosome, there is a problem in the synthesizing of the proteins. The equation says cells are able to photosynthesize because they contain A. Mitochondria, B. Chloroplasts, C. Lysosomes, D. Centrioles. So the answer is chloroplast. The photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast since it has what the pigment called chlorophyll. Okay. The ninth question: which event occurs during prophase? Prophase is the stage of the cell division. So, which event occurs during prophase? A. Chromosomes condense. B. Chromosomes separate. C. Nuclear membrane reforms. D. Cytokinesis begins. So, what is the answer? The answer is A. Chromosomes condense. That means one become what? Shorter and visible under the microscopy to be seen. Okay, this 10th question says a white blood cell digests bacteria using enzymes found in A. Lysosomes, B. Ribosomes, C. Nucleus, D. Vacuoles. So the answer is what? Lysosomes. Lysosomes is the organelle which helps in the intracellular digestion. This has the enzyme called lysozyme enzyme. This digests the bacteria, viruses, and also the worn out cells. 11th question says, which structure selectively controls the movement of the substance into and out of the cell? A. Cell wall. B. Plasma membrane. C. Cytoplasm. D. Nucleolus. So the answer is what? Plasma membrane. Plasma membrane allows molecules which are uncharged, small sized like that. So it selectively controls movement of the substance into and out of the cell. Okay. The 12th question says, which organelle forms ribosomal subunit? Ribosomal subunit is A. Golgi apparatus, B. Nucleolus, C. Mitochondria, D. Lysosome. So the answer is what? Nucleolus. The ribosomal units are formed in the nucleus part, which is called the nucleolus. Okay. 13th question says, if a cell has 24 chromosomes before mitosis, each daughter cell will have, remember, during the mitosis, before mitosis, if a cell has 24 chromosomes, each daughter cell will have A. 12 chromosomes, B. 24 chromosomes, C. 48 chromosomes, D. 96 chromosomes. So the answer is 24. Why? During mitosis, the new cell which are gonna be formed will have the same chromosomes as the parent cell. So this parent cell has 24 chromosomes. So the chromosome of each daughter cell will be 24. Okay. The 14th question says which organelle is mainly responsible for the 14th question says which organelle is mainly responsible for lipid synthesis? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. B. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. C. Golgi apparatus. D. Ribosome. So the answer is what? B. The function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum to store the calcium, to synthesize the lipids, and for the detoxification action. The 15th question says which organelle contains chlorophyll? Which organelle contains chlorophyll? A. Vacuole. B. Chloroplast. C. Mitochondria. D. Lysosome. So the answer is what? The answer is B. Chloroplast. Chloroplast contains the pigment called chlorophyll, which is used for the photosynthesis. Especially they are found in the tiller bodies where light-dependent reaction occur, and it used to absorb the light from sun energy. Okay. The 16th question says a student observes that spindle fibers have attached to chromosomes. Which stage is this? In cell division stage, spindle fibers are attached to the chromosomes. So, which stage is this? A. Metaphase. B. Telophase. C. Interphase. D. Cytokinase. The answer is A. Metaphase. During telophase, the spindle fiber disappeared. During interphase, it not formed. During cytokinesis, it is also disappeared. So during metaphase, we can experience both sister chromatids attached together, and the spindle fiber are attached to the sister chromatids. To what? To separate them. The 17th question says which organelle modifies proteins received from the rough endoplasmic reticulum? A. Golgi apparatus. B. Ribosome. C. Centriole. D. Vacuole. So the answer is what? A. Golgi apparatus. This Golgi apparatus modifies the proteins and also packages them by taking them from rough endoplasmic reticulum. 18th question says which organelle contain their own DNA? Which organelles contain their own DNA? A. Ribosomes and lysosomes. B. Mitochondria and chloroplasts. C. Golgi apparatus and vacuoles. D. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. So the answer is B. Mitochondria and chloroplast have their own DNA. So they don't want the cell to be divided. It is forced to divide or to replicate the mitochondria or chloroplast. The division of the cell is not essential, right? They can multiply each other. Okay. Which organelle is absent in bacterial cells? A. Cytoplasm. B. Plasma membrane. C. Nucleus. D. Ribosome. So the answer is nucleus. Bacteria are prokaryotic organisms, so they don't have a nucleus. Okay, 20th question says, during which stage does the nuclear membrane disappear in cell division? A. Prophase. B. Telophase. C. Cytokinesis. D. Interphase. So the answer is what? Prophase. During prophase, nuclear membrane disappear. Also, the chromosomes become condensed and a spindle fiber is formed. Okay, the 21st question says, which organelle stores water and helps maintain target pressure in plant cells? A. Central vacuole. B. Ribosome. C. Lysosome. D. Golgi apparatus. So the answer is A. Central vacuole. This central vacuole helps in the storage of water to keep or to maintain the target pressure in the plant cells. Okay, 22nd question says, which organelle is directly connected to the nuclear envelope? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. B. Lysosome. C. Chloroplast. D. Vacuole. So what is the answer? The answer is rough endoplasmic reticulum. Nucleus has two membranes. The first is enclosed within the second membrane. The second nuclear membrane is fused with the rough endoplasmic reticulum membrane. Okay. Final question. In normal cells, spindle fibers are organized by A. Centrioles. B. Ribosomes. C. Vacuoles. D. Chloroplasts. So the answer is what? A. Centriole. The spindle fibers are organized by the centrioles. 24th question says, which organelle is responsible for intracellular digestion? A. Lysosome. B. Ribosome. C. Nucleus. D. Golgi apparatus. So the answer is A. Lysosome. Lysosome. The function of the lysosome is intracellular digestion. That means it destroys the worn out blood cells, also the extracellular bacteria, also intracellular bacteria. Okay. 25th question says, cells of pancreas produce digestive enzymes. Be careful if you answer this before I answer the question. You are a special student. Cells of pancreas produce digestive enzymes. Which organelle is especially abundant? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. B. Chloroplast. C. Vacuole. D. Cellular. The answer is what? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Why? Pancreas produces digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes means enzymes are the proteins. So the function of rough endoplasmic reticulum is to produce the enzymes. So why? Because ribosomes are bound to them. They can produce the proteins. Okay. 26th question says, cytokinesis is the process in which A. DNA replicates. B. Chromosomes condense. C. Cytoplasm divides. D. Spindle fibers form. So the answer is C. Cytoplasm divides. Okay, during DNA replication is in S phase, chromosome condenses in the prophase. Also, spindle fibers form in what? In the prophase. The 27th question says, which organelle detoxifies drugs and poisons? I repeatedly do I repeatedly done these questions. A. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. B. Ribosome. C. Golgi apparatus. D. Nucleus. Okay, the answer is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, whose function is calcium storage, detoxification, also lipid synthesis. The 28th question says, which organelle is surrounded by a double membrane? A. Mitochondrion. B. Ribosome. C. Lysosome. D. Centriole. The answer is A. Mitochondrion. Mitochondrial nucleus, chloroplasts, these all are surrounded by two membranes, or they are double membraned. Okay, 29th question says, if lysosomes stop functioning, what will most likely accumulate in the cell? A. ATP. B. Worn out organelles. C. DNA. D. Ribosomes. What is the answer? The answer is B. Worn out organelle. Worn out organelles, worn out red blood cells, those which are phagocytosed by the macrophages, are destroyed by the enzyme called lysozyme, which is found in the lysosome. So if this stop functioning, then what accumulation will occur? Worn out organelle, also the accumulation of the worn out red blood cells, also bacteria, intracellular bacteria, viruses can be accumulated in the cell. Okay, 13th question says, which stage of mitosis results in the formation of two nuclei? A. Prophase. B. Metaphase. C. Anaphase. D. Telophase. So the answer is D. Telophase. During telophase, two nuclei are formed. 31st question says, which organelle synthesizes proteins that will be exported from the cell? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. B. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. C. Vacuum. D. Central. So the answer is A. Rough endoplasmic synthesizes the proteins which are gonna be exported from the cell. 32nd question says, which organelle gives plant cells mechanical support and protection? A. Cell wall. B. Plasma membrane. C. Nucleus. D. Ribosome. So the answer is A. Cell wall. This gives the mechanical support and protection for plant cells. 33rd question says, a scientist blocks ATP production. Which organelle has been directly affected? A. Mitochondria. B. Golgi apparatus. C. Lysosome. D. Ribosome. So the answer is what? Mitochondria. The function of the mitochondria is to produce ATP through oxidative phosphorylation. Also, to some extent, in Krebs cycle, ATP can be synthesized through the substrate phosphorylation. The 34th question says, which organelle transports newly synthesized proteins to the Golgi apparatus? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. B. Chloroplast. C. Nucleolus. D. Vacuole. The answer is rough endoplasmic reticulum. They are go and transported to Golgi apparatus where they are stored and modified. Third diffuse equation says which organelle is responsible for assembling proteins from amino acids? A. Ribosome. B. Lysosome. C. Golgi apparatus. D. Vacuole. So what is the answer? The answer is ribosome. The ribosome has three servants. Those are messenger RNA, transfer RNA, and ribosomal RNA. The messenger RNA gives or carries the genetic information from the nucleus to the ribosome. Then ribosome reads those codes and transfer RNA collects the amino acids from the cytoplasm and brings them to the ribosome. Then in ribosome, ribosomal RNA and ribosome carry out or they prepare the proteins. 36th question says a plant cell is placed in distilled water and becomes firm. Which organelle mainly stores the incoming water? A. Central vacuole. B. Ribosome. C. Lysosome. D. Nucleus. So the answer is A. Central vacuole. 37th question says which organelle is the control center of the cell? A. Nucleus. B. Golgi apparatus. C. Vacuole. D. Mitochondria. So the answer is nucleus. It is the controller of the cell, just like Prime Minister. And also the role through which it controls the cell is stored in the DNA. That is the genetic information. Okay. 38th equation says which organelle is most likely to be abundant in rapidly contracting muscle cells? A. Mitochondria. B. Chloroplasts. C. Lysosomes. D. Vacuoles. So the answer is A. Mitochondria. Why? Because the contraction of the muscle requires ATP. So these ATP is produced in the mitochondria. So if the muscle is rapidly contracting, it has many mitochondria. So that the ATP is high for the contraction of those muscle cells. Okay. 39th equation says which structure is present in plant cells but absent in animal cells? A. Cell wall. B. Lysosome. C. Centriole. D. Ribosome. So B, C, D all are present in the animal cells, but the cell wall is not present in animal cells. So it is answer is A. 40th question says a secreted protein follows which correct pathway? A. Ribosome. From ribosome to rough endoplasmic reticulum, then Golgi apparatus, then plasma membrane. B. Started in Golgi apparatus, ribosome, nucleus, and eventually to plasma membrane. C is most endoplasmic reticulum, then ribosome, then lysosome, then eventually plasma membrane. D started in nucleus, then Golgi apparatus, then ribosome, then eventually to the plasma membrane. Okay, but the answer is A. First, the protein is synthesized in the ribosome, then it goes to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, then from rough endoplasmic reticulum for storage and modification, it goes to Golgi apparatus, then it goes to what? The plasma membrane. So this is all about the entrance exam questions I did on the cell division and cellular organelles. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe our channel which is YouTube. Galatooma gaaffiin cell divisionii irratti akkasumas cellular organelle irratti hojjetame sana fakkaata. Barumsallee haala gaariin isinii kenna akkasumas gaaffiilee intiraansiilee isin hojjechiin waan ta'eef chaanaalii keenyatti sabskraayibii gochuu hin dagatinaa akkasumas barattoota biraallee affeeraa sirriitti baradhaa. Galatooma.